Hi friends, Right Careers welcomes you to another brand new video for this week. This is Yes Sudarshan, your career coach. Right, this week we have taken a topic that would be loved by millions and millions of people across our country. We all know India is a cricket fever nation or cricket loving nation. When any match is played, be it a test match or a World Cup match or a one day match or an IPL or Ranji Trophy matches, Syed Mustaq Ali tournament matches, any match that's been played, when if it is broadcasted in television, we see entire country come to a complete standstill, right? So India is a sports loving nation, and in particular a cricket loving country, and that's why we see many players and people love to come and perform play in India, because of, if you prove in India, you prove to the world. That's how it is, right? So, and I'm sure that most of us, that includes me also, would have been playing cricket, gully cricket, right from our school days, right from our childhood. And if you ask anyone who has played cricket at any level, including me, the dream for everyone and anyone would be to represent the country at the highest level, which is to play for your country. In particular, test matches, test cap is the most cherished, praised component for anyone who aspires to play the game. So, but whether is that the reality? If you look at the population versus the number of cricketers who have represented the country, to be very, very honest with you, for the last 90 years that India has been playing test cricket, we've only had 302 players representing India in test cricket. So 302 is a very, very small number when you compare with number of people who play the cricket and number of people who love this game. Now that brings to a question, whether I can make a career only as a player, and that's exactly the topic for this week. So the topic that we have taken this week is 5 top options for you, to pursue in cricket, even as a non-player. If you are going to be a non-player, you can still make a career in cricket. So what are those options? We will quickly look into the next set of videos. The first option that I can think of is definitely in the form of umpiring. Now we all know umpires, good old days, used to bloom very, very late. We have seen growing up with umpires like Harold Dickey Bird and things like that, who used to start very, very late at 50, 55 and then go on till 60, 65, 10 years, tenure, etc. But these days things have changed drastically with people like Simon Toffel, who made his international debut at the age of 27 as a cricket umpire, international debut. So, umpires have, the facelift of umpiring has changed, courtesy people like Simon Toffel. Even if you look at Indian umpires, if you see these days, Nitin Menon is a classic example. He's just 37 and he won huge amount of laurels in the recently concluded Indian Tour of England, a couple of months ago. So umpiring is definitely a hot option if you want to associate with the game in some or other format rather. So if you want to become an umpire, the first thing that you need to do is you need to have a very good eyesight. That's the first thing, and also eye for the game, a strong eye for the game and eyesight, and you also need to know the rules of the game. So if you wish to become an umpire, you got to register yourself with the regional association that's there in your respective state. For example, if you belong to Chennai, you got to register yourself with Tamil Nadu Cricket Association. If you belong to Maharashtra, you got to register with Mumbai Cricket Association. Or if you belong to Ahmedabad, you got to register with GCA, Gujarat Cricket Association. So the respective cricket association, state association, you got to register and then give a level 1 exam. So once you clear level 1 exam, BCCI, Board of Cricket Control of India, they conduct a 3-day workshop. The 3-day workshop will teach you about the technical aspects of the game, and at the end of 3 days, the 4th day will be an evaluation pattern where the BCCI will evaluate you and upgrade you, and then you can start officiating in the local matches. Now once you do that, in a year you can appear for the next level, level 2 exam, and once you clear the level 2 exam, BCCI will pick you to umpire in domestic matches, and then you can always go to the international level. So that's the career graph when it comes to umpiring. Now today's umpire in a decent umpire, a decent match, I would say, gets somewhere around 20 to 40,000 per day. So that's the revenue that any umpire get, in addition to all the perks and benefits that you see. Of course, in tournaments like IPL and ICC tournaments, the salary and perks goes up, skyrockets like anything. So that's the first career option that I can think of, is in the form of umpiring. The second career option, non-playing career option that we can think of is definitely in the form of a scorer or a statistician. So that's a very interesting option, I would say, because if you see a scorer or statistician will form the core of any game. Now, ideally, this scorer or statistician should have pursued mathematics or statistics at undergraduate level. They should be very strong in probability, comparison and things like that. The work profile ranges from calculating the highest score, 5-wicket haul, how many times the concerned player has taken 5-wicket haul in this ground and things like that. Anything to do with interesting trivia, statistics, etc. One of the greatest statistician in this game the world has produced is from India, and he happens to be Mr. Mohandas Menon, who is a well-known cricket statistician across the globe. I'll quote a very small example as to how statisticians work very closely with commentators on the game. Once Sachin Tendulkar was batting, and then Muthaiya Muralidharan was bowling. I believe it's in 2009 or something like that, and both were the highest, which means Sachin Tendulkar was the highest run scorer in test at that point in time, and Muralidharan was the highest test wicket taker. So the highest test wicket taker is bowling to highest run scorer in test matches. So that's the beauty. And Sunil Gavaskar asked Mohandas Menon apparently that how many times that has happened before. The highest test scorer bowler bowling to a highest test scorer, that had happened before 120 years. And this piece of statistic information was given by Mr. Menon in 15 seconds. And then it was aired by Sunil Gavaskar, and then this became a huge viral among at that point in time. So this is the importance of statistician. They work very closely with commentators, teams and players as well. So that is the second career option that we can think of. The third career option that we can think of in today's context is strength and conditioning coach. It's very important that today's players are, focus a lot on strengthening and conditioning of their physique. I will once again go back to a very short story, or rather incident that happened in 1970s when the legendary Australian fast bowler Dennis Lillee happened to visit to Chennai for a test match, and then he was asking the ground officials, where is the gym? And then the reply that he got from the cricket officials were, gym has gone to the restroom. So that was the awareness. He was asking about the workout gym, whereas our people said gym has gone to the restroom, which means they meant a person called Jim. So that was the awareness of fitness in India those days. Cut across to today's scenario, you see Indians touching 140 kilometers per hour just like that. You have people like Ishant Sharma or Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Shami, Siraj, Saini, Umesh Yadav. You have a crop of fast bowlers who are touching 140. You don't need to have better example than Virat Kohli or MS Dhoni to be the supremely fittest cricketer that you can ever see. So that's the importance that cricketers plays today when it comes to strengthening and conditioning coach. Now, we all know the importance or controversy that went with yo-yo testing that was introduced by Mr. Shankar Basu. So yo-yo testing has become mandatory, DEXA scanning, etc., which means if you have to play for India, you have to clear yo-yo test. The yo-yo test is a scientific way to identify whether you are fit enough to play for your country in terms of your physical fitness. Shami is a classic example. When he came into the scene, he was a little bit fat and things like that. His pace was going nowhere, and then he consciously took quite a lot of fitness things, and then Shami 2.0 is a different bowler altogether. So if you have to become a fitness certified, strength and coach conditioning specialist, you can clear some certification programs, especially that's offered from National Strength and Conditioning Association, NSCA, or Certified Strength Conditioning Specialist, which is CSCS. If you clear these certificates, you can become strengthening and conditioning coach and work for the country, work for Team India, or even work for some of the franchisees. So that's the third career option that I can think of. The fourth career option that we can definitely think of in today's context, once again, is a cricket analyst powered by Python. Now you might be wondering, what is Python? Python is an advanced computer coding language that exists today. If someone knows Python, it's well and good. But teams now associate with analysts who understand Python's complex mathematics. It's very important. If you see IPL bidding that happens every year, you see team owners, the team coach bidding, and then you also see someone else who's the cricket analyst, and an analyst picks the team. How does an analyst pick? Because an analyst today analyzes the game, a sportsman, from all perspectives. If you use Python today, you can very well analyze and say whether Dhoni is still fit enough to play for play cricket. And that's the power of analysis today. Now the analysis also helps in strategy, like team strategy, bowling strategy, whether the visiting teams that comes in will play sweep, reverse sweep, how to tackle, spin, and these things. So bowler strategy, whether they bowl body lines, length, etc. So all these things are analysis that an analyst does. So there is a thin difference between statistician and analyst. Hope you have understood the difference by now. Statisticians gives you score, the history, past, etc., whereas analysts actually deep dive and analyze the game, analyze the strategy, and give inputs to the coach and also to the players. If you see today's player, any player for that matter, the moment he or she gets out, they go back to the wall room and see the laptop as to how they got out, and that's exactly what an analyst do. So that's the fourth career option that we can think of. Some of the other career option I have put it in one in fifth type, which I can start with physiotherapist. It's very important that every team today has a physiotherapist for various purposes. And then you have massage therapist. That's another career where you can massage, you can become a massage specialist to the players after the game, much needed for the players, especially when they play longest format and then they play continuously. And then you have nutritionists who will manage the nutrition, diet, and things like that for players. You also have throwdown specialists. The throwdown specialist is a very interesting option. Team India hired a throwdown specialist. CSK hired a throwdown specialist recently by name of Mr. Narasimhan. So what they exactly do is they throw down and practice, throws during the drills and things like that. That's their only job. You can also be an event manager. You can wonder how event managers help in cricket. The moment match gets over, players finish, but then the man of the match, the ceremony and things like that, the entire ceremony happens in such a short span of time. They got to get ready, and that's exactly done by event management company. And then you also can get into the talent scouting, of any team. So these are some of the different career options that you can think of, even if you don't become, a player or still want to be associated with the game. So with this, I thought I think I should finish this video, and hope you all had a memorable video, I should say, and hope you enjoyed watching this video, and thank you so much for all the support. And in case you wish to comment on this video, you can do so in my YouTube channel. And once again, thanks a lot for subscribing to my YouTube channel. In case you haven't, do log in by subscribing to www.youtube.com/writecareers. And until next Monday with a brand new another interesting video, take care, have a safe week. Thank you so much. Bye.